Hope you're having a great day today. It's another beautiful day outside today. We finished our study on attitude. Finished our study on your attitudes will determine your actions. And now we're going on to friends. About friends. And this is still Frank Hamrick's study on Proverbs. What is a friend? What is a friend? When we think about a friend, a lot of times we can think about a dog. A dog follows you around. A dog sits at your feet. A dog wants to be actually wherever you are. But what makes a friend? What does it take to be a good friend? We're going to look at two verses in Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 11. One who loves a pure heart and who speaks with grace will have a king for a friend. Friendliness is the key to having friends. A person who is kind and gracious can even be a friend of a king. This person will have no problems in making friends. And so that's our first verse we want to keep in the back of our mind. One who speaks with grace and loves a pure heart can have a king for a friend. What is the second verse? Proverbs 18:24. A man who has friends must himself be friendly, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. We want to focus on the front side of that. Those that are surrounded by friends are friendly. So what does it mean to be friendly? Friendliness is showing an interest in the lives and affairs of others. Friendliness is caring about someone else, that you want to know about what is going on. We want friends in life. This is just a reminder what it takes to be friends. What does it take to be a friend? The first thing, a friendly person listens as much as they talk. A friendly person listens as much as they talk. They want to hear. They want to understand what's going on. A true conversation is a two-way street. It's a dialogue. It's not a monologue. If you find yourself dominating the conversation, you're probably not being friendly. A true conversation is listening and dialogue between two sides. A couple helps how to listen. Stop what you are doing. What you're doing is certainly important, but it's not more important than the person that's talking to you. If they come into the room to talk to you, stand up. Go talk to them. If 2 or 3 people want to talk together, move yourself in such a way so no one has to turn their back. They can all face each other. Stop what you are doing. Give them your attention. Listen carefully to everything that they say. Don't sit there and be thinking about your response or your funny story. Listen to everything they want to say. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Respond to what they say. As they talk and they tell you their story, respond to what they're saying. You can laugh, you can smile, you can make comments. It lets them know that you're listening and engaging. A friendly person listens as much as they talk. The second thing, a friendly person talks about things that interest others. It's not about yourself, it's about other people. Illustration, when I go in for rehab, every single week I go in for rehab, Chad, the guy that works with me, talks about basically 2 things. He talks about family or sports, because he knows that's what I'm interested in. On Tuesday when I was in there, I was doing my exercises off on the side, so Chad was in dealing with a different patient. And the girl had just had surgery. She was a young teenager, I don't know how old she was. And he's talking to her about anime. And she's talking with him back. They're talking about volleyball anime. I don't know exactly what they're talking about. But he changed what he was talking about because it's what she cared about. A friendly person talks about things that interest others. Like if I'm talking to Mr. Warren, I'm not going to talk about board games. I'm going to talk about boxing. But if I'm talking to Jim Sumner, I'm not going to talk about boxing. I'll talk about board games. Know the person you're talking to, and talk about things they care about. A friendly person is courteous and thoughtful. A friendly person is courteous and thoughtful. Things like smiling, nodding your head, letting others go first, being kind. These things all add up to people being open to you. Just as you're courteous in life. The other day, walking by someone that was mowing their grass, they pulled off to the side so they didn't get grass all over me. They're being courteous and kind to me. They're just being courteous in life. And that makes me think that they're a nice person. And that next time I would go by, I wouldn't have a problem saying, hey, your grass looks nice. A friendly person is courteous and thoughtful. Not a servant or a waiter. It's just being aware that they are around and being nice. And the friendly person reaches out to strangers. Just reaches out to strangers. Is courteous and nice to strangers. Is trying to be kind to strangers. There's an art to this for sure. But for example, you go out to a basketball court. You're carrying a basketball, you're shooting. Someone else comes up and they're shooting too. You can look at them and be like, nice shot. You don't know. Maybe it'll turn into a great friendship. But you're focused on them. Your best friend might be a stranger that you have reached out to. Just some helps. Just some helps. We want to be friendly in life. Now, we as Christians have a whole entire other reason to be friendly. It's based on one pastor talked about in his last devotion. Is that I'm supposed to be a friend to everyone. My neighbor. Reach out to them. But how are we friendly? Just the 4 little thoughts there. Just the 4 little thoughts. Are you friendly? Do you take time to take care of others? What are the 2 verses? Again, Proverbs chapter 22:11. One who loves a pure heart and who speaks with grace will have the king for a friend. What's the second verse? Proverbs 18:24. A man who has friends must find himself friendly. If you speak with grace, there is no limit to your friends. To have friends, you must be friendly. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for being our God. Help us to be friendly to those around us. Help us to point others to you. I love you and I pray. Amen.